The iPhone 17 Pro Max is the phone that finally made me ditch Android. That's actually a huge deal for me as I'm a lifelong Android fanboy, and this year alone, I've daily driven the S25 Ultra, my absolute favorite, the OnePlus 13, the incredible Galaxy Z Fold 7, the Google Pixel 10, and more recently, the Pixel 10 Pro XL. And honestly, switching my main SIM to the iPhone was an absolute nightmare, especially with the eSIM process, which made me have no service for a few days, in which full story up here if you're interested. But yeah, historically, my main SIM went on my Android, and my second SIM, an ancient tablet plan SIM that can't be converted to eSIM, lived on my iPhone. But now with eSIM only models here in Canada, I'm stuck with my main SIM on the iPhone, so I really considered getting a second proper phone plan to put on this phone instead. But after using this for 1 month, I'm actually having second thoughts about going back to Android full-time and plan on staying with the iPhone as my main phone, at least for now, which I'll explain throughout the video. Let's first go over the hardware changes that actually made a big difference compared to the previous iPhone 16 Pro Max. And obviously, the first thing that comes to mind is a new redesign, which I admit has honestly grown on me quite a bit, especially with this beautiful cosmic orange color, which a month later, I still believe is the best color hands down in the entire collection, as it just stands out and it's so gorgeous, especially since it's my favorite second color. But yes, as you may know, the paint on the aluminum is like super duper fragile if you've seen people on social media scratching up their phones, and honestly, I've had first-hand experience getting the tiniest of scratches after a literal 1 foot drop from my friend's little accent chair, which is insane to be honest, which is why I always have mine in a Taurus case, which I'll touch on later. Anyways, I can't lie, with the new elongated camera bump which I'm used to by now, Apple decided to use this unibody aluminum shell design, and wow, it honestly feels absolutely amazing in the hands without a case on, with the edges being so smooth to the touch and your palms, and if it weren't for how easily this phone would get scratched, I would definitely use this in my house without a case on. The phone is noticeably thicker though and slightly heavier, in which now that I'm currently reviewing the iPhone 17, it does make me sort of second guess myself on whether or not I should have gone for the smaller Pro model instead of this gigantic Pro Max, but it's alright, big phone equals big battery, and after I gave the phone some time to adapt to my usage, in which iOS did pop up notifications about that, the battery life is honestly fantastic, which you need for a Pro phone, as I really do spend a lot of the time using it for cameras and using it for content creation. Honestly, it's incredible how long it can last through the day, even outside on a 5G network, and the biggest life improvement I've noticed so far is the much faster charging from 0 to 50% in just 20 minutes, and I do like how iOS 26 even shows an estimated charging time left, which is handy. Another upside of the new unibody aluminum design is the thermals, especially paired with the big vapor chamber, because other than when the phone is actually charging, I've never experienced the phone getting hot or throttling, even when playing video games for hours at a time, or while vlogging for the entire day, which is incredible because that means the phone doesn't get laggy, and more importantly, when outdoors, does not dim the display instantly, which have been so annoying from past iPhones for sure. And as a matter of fact, I'm actually so glad that Apple has increased the brightness of the display to 3000 nits, which makes a big difference for visibility outdoors, in which going back to the iPhone 16 Pro Max seems dim now, although the new display is still not as bright as some Android competitors. Watching content is honestly awesome on this display as well, since Apple really upgraded the speakers this year, which sound even louder and more full thanks to much improved earpiece speakers, and might I mention, the grills on the bottom are now symmetrical, which my OCD brain loves. The one thing I can't figure out why it's happening to me is the weak reception I'm still getting of both this phone and even my iPhone 17 as well, which has been quite frustrating for me, who lives in a smaller rural city right now, as I often get close to no signal at all, especially indoors, which ruins my experience when trying to hotspot to my MacBook when doing work at coffee shops. I don't know if it's the fact that the phones are on eSIM instead of a physical SIM, or the new placement of the antenna bands, which actually should be better, but it's just worse than my other phones like the Z Fold 7 and my OnePlus 13, and even my older iPhone 16 Pro Max, which has no issues at all getting full bars of 5G, which is why I'm really confused because I didn't change my plan at all. But other than that, the display, the battery life, charging speed, and thermals have really made a significant difference for me compared to the iPhone 16 Pro Max, which I'm really happy about. But remember when I mentioned how fragile the orange paint on these new Pro phones are? I'm not happy about that. So if you have this new iPhone and need the best cases hands down in my opinion to protect this expensive phone, that's where my favorite sponsor on this channel, Taurus, comes in. It's no surprise that I've been using their cases for the longest time now through the past few generations of iPhones, thanks to that absolutely genius magnetic ring design. Earlier this year, Taurus actually upgraded the tech in their cases, which I got to demo, and it's the new O-Stand Q3 series of cases, which are absolutely amazing. Starting with the O-Stand Q3 Air, with my favorite being this orange case to match my orange iPhone, there's now an aerodynamic cushioning structure to protect the phone from 12 feet drops while still keeping the case nice and slim, not to mention the grippy anti-slip edges with those beautiful orange buttons. They also have a silicone version of the case for a clean and minimal look, which just feels so soft to the touch, it's addicting, just like the insides of the case, so your phone can feel loved as well. And just to chime in, I think the blue silicone case actually pairs really nicely with that contrasty orange camera bump. The star of these cases though are the magnetic rings, as it's just so convenient to be able to prop up your phone to catch up on videos during your lunch break without needing to attach an extra accessory to your phone. It works absolutely great to prop up your phone beside your laptop when working at coffee shops, not to mention using it as a stand for video calls too, especially with the amazing new center stage feature on that selfie camera. As a bonus, it also makes holding your phone while taking photos much more secure, so you can get your perfect shot and easily access the camera control button, and can also be used as a tripod too, so you can easily film your daily life with ease. In my recent day in a life vlog I shot featuring this phone, I actually even used the ring to prop my phone up to film myself eating meals like a mukbang, which works so well thanks to that new selfie camera again. And as someone who loves to vlog with my iPhones, I've discovered so many unique use cases with the ring in the past year, finding various mounting points inside stores to use for vlogging, such as literally hooking the phone onto a fake tree branch, propping it against a straw on my literal coffee cup, or even magnetically attaching it to a staircase. Words can't describe how useful these phone cases are, which is why it lives on my iPhone all the time no matter what. And if you want to pick one up for yourself, make sure to check out the links in the description and the pinned comments below. Thank you so much Taurus for sponsoring our coverage of the iPhone 17 Pro Max, and let's get back to the video. So to continue on this theme of vlogging, we gotta dive deeper into the new center stage selfie camera, which shows up across all models of the iPhone this year and is seriously a huge game changer. Basically, Apple pulled off a genius move by making the selfie camera a square sensor, or technically an octagonal sensor, which means you can take vertical or horizontal photos in any orientation you hold the phone in which holding it vertically like normal is just much more ergonomic. The field of view is also incredibly wide for fitting more people into the frame, in which a single tap gets you into horizontal mode for even more field of view as well. That means for vlogging, like I showed you earlier, it's much easier to use, especially with a Taurus case without bringing a tripod. And just like the iPad, center stage does actually work in your video calls, even on third-party apps like WhatsApp, as well as it just crops and follows you around. And image quality wise, I don't actually see much of a difference in photos compared to the iPhone 16 Pro Max, despite this having a better 18 megapixel sensor, but it does still look quite fantastic, especially again with the much wider field of view. Video quality, on the other hand, is a whole other story, because if you look at the footage from the selfie camera of the iPhone 16 Pro Max and compare it against this one, you can see how drastic of an improvement video is in regards to the sharpness and detail and the wider field of view, which looks way better as well. I actually did face a pretty funny issue that some of my other creator friends faced too, and that's a selfie camera not working at all when trying to shoot in log, in which in the normal camera app, it just completely freezes the app so that nothing works anymore, and in the third-party apps like Kino, it's just a black screen. That was actually really frustrating, but it was caused by the most stupid little toggle, in which if you actually turn off the mirror selfie camera in the settings, it automatically fixes it, which is baffling to be honest, although it still has happened to me afterwards, so I don't know, Apple. Also, I've encountered many times where the camera app would just completely freeze even while taking normal photos, which is actually quite concerning, and more recently on the iPhone 17, instances where the phone wouldn't actually save any of the photos I was actually taking, although it does seem like these are all just like iOS bugs and not actually hardware issues, which is good to hear at least. Anyways, back to some more good, and that's the new 4x telephoto lens, which has been such an amazing and welcome improvement, as in my opinion, it's a much more usable focal length compared to a tighter 5x zoom, especially for taking portraits of people, and some of the shots I've gotten out of this are just absolutely insane, not even in the Pro RAW mode. The 8x zoom also seems to be really sharp as well, which honestly did impress me quite a bit, and it just makes me so happy how consistent all the lenses are in this camera. I also do get a lot of questions about if this is the best photography camera as well, in which I honestly can't answer because phone cameras these days are just so subjective of processing depending on what you like, and I don't have any access to any of those crazy Chinese camera phones, but I actually want to play a photo comparison segment with the Pixel 10 Pro XL, which I love for photos too, for you guys from my day in a life to compare, so here it is.
Perfect
yeah, I mean, both are just really good. Like, it's literally one or the other depending on the shot, but I'm actually really curious to see what you guys think down below, so make sure to leave a comment telling me which one you like the best. Also, just a self-plug here, if you guys want to help support me reach my dreams of being a big full-time YouTuber, I would really appreciate you guys considering a sub to my channel, as every single one of them help a lot, and thank you so much in advance. Anyways, moving on with how good these cameras are, especially for video. Now with the new selfie camera and the 4x telephoto lens, I'm actually starting to see myself use the iPhone as a tool for content creation more and more now, as my experience filming the day in the life for the 17 Pro Max with the 16 Pro Max was just absolutely fantastic. And by using apps like the Blackmagic camera app, which I love, I can actually shoot high efficiency log video files which don't take up a crazy amount of space but still have insanely detailed files for a phone with so much color grading flexibility that I actually find it okay to actually not take my big Sony mirrorless camera to events or outside all the time when I'm lazy. And the fact that I cannot worry about bringing my camera everywhere to document footage of me testing out new products is just such a burden lifted off my shoulders, and a quality of life improvement that's made me realize how powerful of a tool the iPhone is and how truly amazing times are now for anyone looking to get into content creation. And with the brightest screen like I mentioned, the insane battery life, and the really amazing thermals while shooting videos, and honestly it was just such a good experience. It made me so happy about the purchase of this iPhone. And historically, as I previously mentioned how I carry a main Android phone and sometimes the iPhone as my second phone when needed, switching back to the iPhone full time has actually made my life more convenient, as I don't need to carry a second phone for filming footage outside when I don't have my camera, or when I need to make social media posts which lighten my pockets. And it's just a do everything phone in one device that I can trust, which is why, you know, honestly, I think I'm gonna stay on the iPhone full time, at least for now, until I can't stand iOS anymore, because I still truly prefer Android much more. And funny enough, I actually absolutely hated iOS 26 when it came out because I found liquid glass super duper ugly. It lagged really badly on my older 16 Pro Max, but after a month of being fully submerged in it, I'm growing into it and can see where Apple has really improved the OS. Some of the cool things I've noticed is the usability improvements with search bars at the bottom of the screen like in the settings app. I really like the new share menu with the bigger icons to press. I like how the phone shows the estimated charging time on a lock screen, not to mention the reminders to also charge your AirPods when you charge your phone. I like how decluttered the camera app has become for switching modes, not to mention the easy steps to turn on Pro RAW photos and access more settings for your camera needs. The phone can even screen unknown calls now, which is finally here, and even give you transcripts of those calls, which is amazing. It can even prompt you to turn on Do Not Disturb during a long bus rides where you might want to take a nap, or even a morning brief in the spotlight search where you can turn off your alarms. Actually quite nice little additions to the experience, which I've actually enjoyed, other than the fact that Siri is still absolutely useless, which I don't know how, and I'd much rather be using Gemini like on Android phones, which is why I conveniently have a Gemini widget on my screen which I use daily and all the time. But yeah, that's been my month with the iPhone 17 Pro Max, and despite my negative initial impressions, this has honestly been the most complete iPhone Pro launch in years, not to mention how excellent of a value the iPhone 17 is, which I'll review soon, along with the iPhone Air, which I'm gonna buy soon for review as well. I think Apple just stepped it up this year for sure, and I'm happy that I got forced to switch to the iPhone full time again and really experience the iPhone life, which I can't lie, it is convenient. But yeah, this video is way too long now, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video and got some valuable insights out of this as well. And if you're still here, by the way, thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure to leave a sunglasses emoji down below so I know you're a real one. Also, huge shout out to Taurus again for making our coverage of the iPhone 17 Pro Max possible. And as always, make sure to smash the like and subscribe button as always, and check out my other awesome content as well. And on that note, have a great one, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Woo! Oh my god, it's about to thunderstorm. It's so loud. I had to rush to finish this video, man. Woo!